Assalamu alaikum students. Today is our 8th lecture on international finance. In our last lecture, we had discussed few of the concepts about international financial markets. That included the motives to use international markets, why someone would like to go for international standard or why someone would like to go for international financial transactions. First thing we discussed was economic conditions, and economic conditions involve first of all maybe the inflation rate, as I discussed कि हो सकता है किसी दूसरे country में inflation आपके country से कम हो, so obviously you would prefer to go there and invest. We also discussed about the national incomes and other general government restrictions that can have a point of view from your side to invest in foreign economies. We also discussed about the exchange rates. Usually people prefer to invest in those countries or in those international financial markets where they think that in future, in near future or a few years time or maybe few months time, they are thinking that their value of currency will appreciate. Usually it is in terms of money market when you are discussing कि अगर आपको किसी फॉरेन कंट्री में इन्वेस्ट करना है एंड यू आर थिंकिंग कि अगले कुछ दिनों में, चंद माह में या फिर से फॉर एग्जांपल इन अ ईयर्स टाइम करेंसी की वैल्यू बहुत डिफरेंट हो जाएगी हमारी डोमेस्टिक करेंसी से, सो यू प्रेफर टू गो इन दोज फॉरेन एरियाज और इन दोज फॉरेन कंट्रीज टू इन्वेस्ट बिकॉज यू नो आज के इन्वेस्टमेंट जो आपकी 90 रुपीज़ पर डॉलर होगी, मे बी इन अ मंथ्स टाइम और इन अ ईयर्स टाइम इट विल गिव यू 150 or 140 rupees. So obviously you would like to invest in those currencies where you expect कि इनकी values दिनों में, महीनों में या कुछ अरसे में appreciate हो जाएगी, increase हो जाएगी. Then we also discussed the concept of international diversification in terms of international financial transactions. Why do you want to go for international financial transactions? Why don't you invest everything in domestic market? So we explained that if you are investing, for example, 50,000 rupees and all in your own country, all in one asset, so there is a possibility, say for example, in case of any crisis, you might lose your money. On the other hand, if you are going for international diversification, so there is a possibility कि आप international portfolio में अपने amount को diversify कर दें. That means अपनी investment को further categories में divide करें. So for example, you can go for bond investments and share investments. So that is on going international standards. So you can buy international bonds and you can invest in international stocks. These are the two categories. Now then moving on, we also discussed rather than putting all your investment in particular type of stocks, what you can do is you can invest in further categories of stocks where you can differentiate them in terms of different industries. So rather than investing, say for example, if you have 50,000 in your hand and you want to invest, say for example, you have invested 10,000 in bonds, 20,000 in stocks of textile sector and 20,000 the sector of telecom. So basically what you've done is that one thing, you have diversified your portfolio. We are talking about international portfolio, that you are diversifying first in terms of bonds and stocks, which are two different categories and can offer you two different types of returns. So one criteria, that you have invested in two categories. Second criteria, further on stocks, what you can do is you can invest in different industries. So these are some different types of modes of diversification where you can invest your amounts either in different types of assets or in different types of categories. And why do we do international diversification? To avoid risk. Because when you will invest in different categories, in different criterias, there is a possibility, say for example, if you will lose on one investment, there are possibilities that you will gain from some other investment. We also discussed the foreign exchange markets, where we said obviously when you are doing international trade, one thing that you need to convert your currency into a foreign currency. And when you want to convert your currency into foreign currency, then you should keep it in your mind कि foreign currency का rate आज के rate को कल के rate से differentiate हो सकता है. So for example, when you are buying a dollar today, it might be for 90 rupees today, while if you buy the same dollar tomorrow, you might get it on 95. So that type of exchange rate should be in your mind, that it can fluctuate, and when you are doing international business, so exchange rate fluctuations are important. We discussed the historical perspectives of gold standards, fixed exchange rates, and floating exchange rates. So in past, when you go and you see the history of exchange rates, so first of all, different countries, what they did was that they matched their currencies against gold standards, or different currencies were matched against per ounce gold, and then the value of currency was determined. After First World War, the method of fixed exchange rate was introduced. That was based on Bretton Woods system, and according to that system, one currency or any currency could be tied against any other stronger currency. And usually it was done through dollars. So one currency was exchanged for dollars for a fixed rate. Now when the currencies were tied against dollar strictly, there was a possibility for arising of some problems. Then we discussed on the concept of floating exchange rates. Now floating exchange rates are those exchange rates which move according to the forces of demand and supply in the market. Like if, for example, some currency has higher value, so the demand is also higher. और let's take it other way around, कि अगर किसी करेंसी की डिमांड ज़्यादा है तो उस करेंसी की वैल्यू अप्रिशिएट होगी, उस करेंसी की वैल्यू ज़्यादा होगी. ऑन द अदर हैंड, अगर किसी करेंसी की सप्लाई ज़्यादा है, सो ऑब्वियसली इसकी वैल्यू कम होगी या वो वैल्यू डेप्रिशिएट होगी. अगर इस रूल के अगेंस्ट आप एक्सचेंज रेट्स को मूव होने दें या फ्लक्चुएट होने दें, दैट इज कॉल्ड फ्लोटिंग एक्सचेंज रेट्स. Now floating exchange rate is the extreme category where you leave your currency to move against the market forces, that is demand and supply. However, we know that the governments doesn't want that their currency should move according to the forces of demand and supply. There is a possibility due to these forces the currency might depreciate a lot. So I told you that there is another criteria in which the governments intervene, and what they did is that they tried to introduce another concept of managed floating rates. Let's take an example of managed floating. Okay, fine, आपकी currency move कर रही है according to the forces of demand and supply, but government should ask that the currency should move between these limits. The government can introduce the limits, and it can say, for example, okay fine, the currency cannot go below 1%, or it shouldn't move above 1% of this rate. So that is something by which you can say, okay fine, the currency is moving along the forces of demand and supply, but the government intervention is also available over there, since they don't want to lose their currency's value to a greater extent. So that were the three standards which we discussed against for exchange rate markets. Then we discussed the spot rate. The spot rate is something on which you can exchange your currency against any other currency on the spot or immediately. So if you want to convert the dollar right now into rupees, so you will check the spot rate and you will convert it right now. That is spot rate. And also the markets where you can go and you can convert your currency immediately is called spot market. So let's move on to the other concepts of international financial markets. Now, spot market time zones. Since we are discussing about the spot markets in terms of international financial market scenario, So this concept comes here, that spot market time zones. Although foreign exchange trading is conducted only during normal business hours in a given location, these hours vary among locations due to different time zones. So अगर obviously आप spot market की बात कर रहे हैं, spot market will be different from one country to the other country in terms of time zones. Thus, at any given time on a weekday, somewhere around the world, a bank is open and ready to accommodate foreign exchange requests. I already told you in our previous lectures कि आपका time zone का difference matters a lot in terms of international business. Because आप अगर ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ बिजनेस कर रहे हैं या फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप अगर कनाडा के साथ बिजनेस कर रहे हैं, यू शुड हैव इट इन योर माइंड कि आपके पास अगर इस वक्त शाम 4 बजे का टाइम है, सो कनाडा में या ऑस्ट्रेलिया में इस वक्त सेम टाइम नहीं है. Similarly, if you are working with UK market or if you are working with any international business which is in London, so पाकिस्तान का और लंदन का 4 to 5 hours का टाइम डिफरेंस है. In that regard, आपकी जो spot market है, that will also be different. So usually when it circulates into the whole world, when you are talking about the whole world, so during the 24 hours of the day, कोई ना कोई market या कोई ना कोई बैंक ऐसा है जो हर वक्त जरूर open है, and they are offering you the spot market rates. When the foreign exchange market opens in United States, each morning, the opening exchange rate quotations are based on the prevailing rates quoted by the banks in London and other locations. Why? आपकी जो US की मार्केट सुबह जब ओपन होती है, so they have already a quotation rate which is determined by the London market. Why is it so? Because these markets are opened earlier. So आपके obviously लंदन में पहले मॉर्निंग हो जाती है और उनकी मार्केट्स पहले ओपन हो जाती हैं. That's why they are the first one, or they are the ones who open before American market, and that's why they decide upon the quotations or they determine the rates, क्योंकि वहाँ पे ट्रेडिंग स्टार्ट हो जाती है on the basis of demand and supply forces. आपकी करेंसी एक्सचेंज रेट्स डिटर्मिन हो चुके होते हैं जितनी देर में आपकी अमेरिकन मार्केट ओपन होती है. Now another concept which is important is in terms of spot market, that is spot market liquidity. The spot market for each currency can be described by its liquidity. Now one thing students you should keep in your mind कि आपके liquidity का जो concept है, that is very much important from financial markets point of view. What is liquidity? Anything that can be changed quickly into cash. तो वो आपका जो एसेट है दैट इज कॉल्ड लिक्विड. जो एसेट जितनी जल्दी लिक्विडेट हो सकता है दैट इज मोर एफिशिएंट. सो स्पॉट मार्केट लिक्विडिटी क्या है? द स्पॉट मार्केट फॉर ईच करेंसी कैन बी डिस्क्राइब्ड बाय इट्स लिक्विडिटी व्हिच रिफ्लेक्ट्स द लेवल ऑफ इट्स ट्रेडिंग. द मोर विलिंग बायर्स एंड सेलर्स देयर आर, द मोर लिक्विड द मार्केट इज. जितने ज्यादा बायर्स और सेलर्स अवेलेबल होंगे इन द मार्केट, वो मार्केट उतनी ही ज्यादा लिक्विड होगी. Now the spot markets for heavily traded currencies such as euro, British pound and Japanese yen are very liquid. So in currencies में for example euro, British pound, Japanese yen में liquidity ज्यादा है. Why? Because इनकी trading ज्यादा हो रही है in international मार्केट्स. सो जो स्पॉट मार्केट्स हैं उनमें वो करेंसीज जिनकी हेविली ट्रेडिंग होती है, दे आर कंसिडर्ड एज मोर लिक्विड. ऑन द अदर हैंड, द स्पॉट मार्केट्स फॉर करेंसीज ऑफ लेस डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज आर लेस लिक्विड. सो जो लेस डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हैं उनकी मार्केट में ट्रेडिंग, फॉरेन करेंसीज की ट्रेडिंग लो है. दैट्स व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड illiquid markets, or where their currencies are not traded that frequently. So one thing, जहाँ पे currency की trading ज़्यादा होगी, that is called your liquid market. And we discussed कि आपकी foreign markets में heavily traded जो currencies हैं, they include British pound, Japanese yen and euro. यूरो क्यों ज़्यादा ट्रेड होता है या यूरो की डिमांड क्यों ज़्यादा है? बिकॉज वी नो दैट यूरोपियन यूनियन वॉज फॉर्म्ड and a single currency was introduced. So euro was the one which is introduced for the European economies to promote their international trade. जब इंटरनेशनल ट्रेड में यूरोपियन इकोनॉमीज आपस में ट्रेड करेंगी, इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस करेंगी, सो ऑब्वियसली ट्रेडिंग में ज्यादा से ज्यादा यूरोपियन करेंसी इन्वॉल्व होगी. एंड सिंस दे हैव गॉट वन सिंगल करेंसी विच इज यूरो, सो यूरो की डिमांड ज्यादा है. अगर यूरो की डिमांड ज्यादा है, सो यूरो इज कंसिडर्ड एज वेरी लिक्विड करेंसी. A currency's liquidity affects the ease with which an MNC can obtain or sell that currency. So how much easier it is to obtain or sell that currency also includes into the criteria of liquidity. If a currency is illiquid, that means if a currency is not liquid, so the number of willing buyers and sellers are limited. ज्यादा बायर्स और सेलर्स नहीं होंगे मार्केट में, तो आपकी करेंसी जो है वो इलिक्विड होगी. मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज में बी अनएबल टू क्विकली परचेज और सेल दैट करेंसी एट अ रीजनेबल एक्सचेंज रेट. अगर आपकी करेंसी की डिमांड और सप्लाई ज्यादा नहीं है, आपकी करेंसी इलिक्विड है, तो मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी के लिए इट बिकम्स रियली हार्ड टू गेट दैट करेंसी एट अ रीजनेबल एक्सचेंज रेट. बिकॉज डिमांड और सप्लाई मार्केट में अवेलेबल नहीं है, तो उस करेंसी का एक्सचेंज रेट फाइंड करना इज क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट. सो टिल नाउ वी हैव डिस्कस्ड कि आपकी मार्केट में टाइम जोन्स कौन कौन से हैं. स्पॉट मार्केट में कि अगर आपकी स्पॉट मार्केट ऑपरेट होती है, डिफरेंट कंट्रीज में टाइम जोन्स डिफरेंट हैं. एंड व्हाट विल हैपन कि जब कंट्रीज के टाइम जोन्स डिफरेंट होते हैं, तो उस केस में मार्केट्स डिफरेंट टाइमिंग्स पे ओपन होती हैं. Spot market is the rate by which you can convert your currency on the spot. So अगर यूके की मार्केट पहले ओपन हो रही है as compared to US market, so यूके की मार्केट में जो ट्रेड होगा, जो उस करेंसी की डिमांड एंड सप्लाई होगी, on the basis of that एक कोटेशन जनरेट हो जाएगी before the US market open. So US market will focus on that quotation rate which has started from London market, and then they will move on. So time zone is also important in terms of international business and international financial transactions. Then we also discussed about the liquid spot markets where the currency's demand and supply is at a higher rate, so market is more liquid. On the other hand, those markets where the demand and supply is not to that extent or they are not at a higher rate, so what happens that usually इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शंस बिकम हार्डर बिकॉज डिमांड और सप्लाई ना होने की वजह से इन करेंसीज को की वैल्यू को डिटरमिन करना मुश्किल होता है. जिस करेंसी की डिमांड और सप्लाई ज्यादा ना हो, दे आर कॉल्ड इलिक्विड स्पॉट मार्केट्स और इलिक्विड करेंसीज. Now let's discuss about the banks that provide foreign exchange and what attributes we are basically focusing on कि वो banks जो कि आपको foreign exchange provide करते हैं, इनके क्या attribute होने चाहिए. First thing is competitiveness of the quote. Now what can be the competitivity of the quote? A saving of 1 cent, लाइक आपके 1 रुपए पाकिस्तानी रुपए में 100 पैसाज होते हैं, इसी तरह $1 में 100 सेंट्स होते हैं. सो अ सेविंग ऑफ 1 cent per unit on an order of 1 million units of currency is worth $10,000. सो अगर तो आप 1 pence भी 1 cent भी सेव कर सकते हैं, that can lead to major savings. So you can offer a competitive quote. Special relationship with the bank. The banks may offer cash management services or be willing to make a special effort to obtain even hard to find foreign currencies for the corporations. So जो आपके banks हैं, they can offer you cash management services और वो आपके लिए special efforts लगा सकते हैं, involve कर सकते हैं to find those currencies that are hard to find. So it also depends on your bank relationship, how good you are with your banks, that if they can offer you also those currencies which are really hard to find. This is another feature, which is speed of execution. Banks may vary in efficiency with which they handle an order. So obviously आपकी बैंक की efficiency आपकी speed पे भी depend करती है कि कितने quickly आप orders को execute कर देते हैं. A company or corporation needing the currency will prefer a bank that conducts the transactions promptly and handles any paperwork properly. So any multinational company would go for those banks जो कि आपकी transaction या आपकी requirement को quickly inline कर दे या quickly उनको perform कर दें. Secondly, they should also be offering you the paperwork properly. और आपको पेपर वर्क या फॉर्म्स या जितनी ट्रांजैक्शन के जो लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं वो प्रॉम्प्टली क्विकली आपको ऑफर करें. सो कस्टमर्स और मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज विल प्रेफर दोज बैंक्स वेयर स्पीड ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन इज गुड. वो बैंक्स जो कि आपको फौरन से ट्रांजैक्शंस करके दें along with the paperwork. So they are preferred by the multinational companies or investors. Advise about current market conditions. So that is another criteria which banks can do and or they can attract foreign customers by this. Some banks may provide assessment of foreign economies and relevant activities in the international financial environment that relate to corporate customers. So it is also possible कि banks फॉरेन कस्टमर्स को रेलेवेंट एक्टिविटीज से रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन दें और इंटरनेशनल फाइनेंशियल एनवायरनमेंट से रिलेटेड आगाही फराहम करें. The last feature of banks that can be offered in terms of financial transactions is some banks may provide forecasts of the future state of foreign economies and the future value of exchange rates. Since exchange rates are random walks, like आप exchange rate को exactly determine नहीं कर सकते, ना ही आप उसके बारे में predictions दे सकते हैं. So there is a possibility, since the banks have long lasting or the very long previous experience on exchange rates and on the currency movement, so there is a possibility कि आपके foreign customers को या foreign investors को attract करने के लिए banks forecasting की services भी provide करें या advice provide करें, by which they can provide forecast for the future state of foreign economies. कि आप अगर किसी foreign country में investment चाह रहे हैं, so उनकी फॉरेन कंडीशंस क्या होंगी या उस कंट्री की इकोनॉमी की फेवरेबल कंडीशंस होंगी, अनफेवरेबल कंडीशंस होंगी इन फ्यूचर, और फ्यूचर वैल्यूज ऑफ एक्सचेंज रेट क्या हो सकती हैं. So all financial international transactions can be based on different criterias or on different attributes which we have discussed in terms of bank, so that they can attract foreign investors. Till now we have discussed the spot market and spot transactions. These are the transactions जो कि on the spot होती हैं. आपको foreign exchange चाहिए, okay fine, go to the market, get your rate and you are done. You are going to exchange the currency on the spot. That is spot market. However, there is another form of market which is called forward market. The forward market enables a multinational company to lock in the exchange rate at which it will buy or sell a certain quantity of currency on a specified future date. अब spot market में और forward market में क्या difference है कि spot market तो आपकी on the spot है. Okay fine, you want something to be exchanged, you want your currency to be exchanged against any other currency, you can go to the spot market, you can change it and you can get your quote. Now coming to the forward market, there is a flaw in spot market that obviously you are exposed to exchange rate fluctuations. You never know कि आज आपने जो exchange rate लिया है in spot market can be different tomorrow. So what is forward market? It helps multinational companies to lock in exchange rates. जो exchange rates को lock कर देती हैं companies, multinational companies, to buy or sell a certain quantity of currency on a specified future dates. So एक contract है जिसमें multinational companies ये कहती हैं okay fine, today is 20th of May, I want to buy $100 on 30th of May at this price. So you have a forward contract and in that specified date you have to buy that currency at that particular rate which is described in your forward market contract. Customers in need of foreign exchange are concerned with quote competitiveness, special banking relationships, speed of execution, advice about current market conditions and forecasting advice. These are all those attributes which we have discussed कि आपके जो customers in foreign markets में हैं जो कि financial transactions करना चाहते हैं, they are basically concerned about these attributes of the international financial transactions offered by the banks. Now you should know that at any given point in time, the exchange rate between two currencies should be similar across various banks that provide foreign exchange services. तो अगर आपकी इकोनॉमी में या कुछ डिफरेंट फॉरेन कंट्रीज में डिफरेंट टाइप्स के बैंक्स हैं जो कि सेम सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, एक्सचेंज रेट ऑफर कर रहे हैं बिटवीन टू सेम करेंसीज, जो दो करेंसीज आपके कंट्री में ट्रेड हो रही हैं वही दो उनके कंट्री में ट्रेड हो रही हैं, वही दो किसी तीसरे कंट्री में ट्रेड हो रही हैं. सो at any given point in time the exchange rate between two currencies should be similar. तो वो exchange rate same होना चाहिए that provide by the banks जो कि ये services provide कर रहे हैं. If there is large discrepancies, customers or other banks will purchase large amount of currency from whatever bank quotes a relatively low price. Obviously अगर एक बैंक में किसी करेंसी की प्राइस लो है और दूसरे बैंक में सेम करेंसी की प्राइस हाई ऑफर हो रही है, व्हाट विल हैपन? अगर आप इस मार्केट जहां पे लो प्राइस में ऑफर हो रही है वहां से खरीदेंगे और ले जाके सेल कर देंगे उस बैंक में जहां पे इसकी प्राइस हायर है, एंड यू विल मेक योर प्रॉफिट. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी से that the particular price of a currency in any market, in any country should be same in any other market or any other country. Why? If there is some discrepancy, so those who will find it at a lower rate in one market will buy it from there and then they will sell it into the one where that is selling at a higher price. अब ऑब्वियसली अगर आपके पास इस टाइप की सिचुएशन क्रिएट होती है जहां पे एक बैंक या एक मार्केट लो प्राइस पे ऑफर कर रही है, सो ऑब्वियसली एवरीवन वुड बी विलिंग टू गो एंड बाय दैट करेंसी फ्रॉम देयर एंड सेल इट वेयर इट इज सेलिंग एट अ हाई प्राइस. व्हाट विल हैपन? टू अ सर्टेन एक्सटेंट व्हेन द डिमांड विल इंक्रीज टू अ हाईएस्ट पॉइंट, व्हाट विल हैपन? Such actions cause adjustment in the exchange rate quotations that eliminate discrepancies. जब किसी चीज की डिमांड इंक्रीज हो जाती है तो ऑब्वियसली उसकी प्राइस इंक्रीज हो जाती है, एंड देन फ्रॉम द इकोनॉमिक्स पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू इट विल कम बैक टू इट्स इक्विलिब्रियम पॉइंट. सो अगर कोई डिस्क्रिपेंसीज अवेलेबल हैं इस तरह किसी दो मार्केट में जो कि आर्बिट्राज अपॉर्चुनिटीज क्रिएट कर रही हैं बिकॉज आपकी दोनों मार्केट्स में प्राइसेस का डिफरेंस है, सो investors or people who are looking for the additional benefits, they will buy it from where it is selling at lower price and then they will sell it into the market where it is selling at a higher price, and that requirement of that currency, high demand of that currency will create to increase its price and will bring it back to the equilibrium point जहाँ पे ये currency अपनी normal price को वापस reflect करेगी. So this will bring the exchange rate at its equilibrium point. Now let's discuss about the bid and ask rates given by the banks. Banks provide foreign exchange services for a fee. Obviously, why banks would provide you foreign exchange services? They need to get some benefit out of it. They should have some profit out of it. So how do they do that? A bank's bid, which is the buying rate for a foreign currency, will be less than its selling or ask rate. So आपकी जो buying quotation होगी foreign currency की वो less than selling quotation होगी. So let's consider one example for bid and ask rates offered by different banks. Banks provide foreign exchange services for a fee. So obviously there is no point if banks doesn't have any benefit for provision of those services. So banks provide you foreign exchange services because they want to have some type of profit out of it. A bank's bid or buy rate, quote, for a foreign currency will be less than its selling quote. So obviously बैंक आपसे cheap rates पे foreign currency buy करेगी और higher rates पे investors को sell करेंगे. So जो दोनों का difference होगा bid का और ask का, that is the profit for the bank. So obviously bank would buy the currency at lower rate and sell it at higher rate. So what is the spread? Spread is the difference between the two, and bid ask spread by the bank is equal to ask rate minus bid rate divided by ask rate. Let's take an example. Suppose bid price for pound is equals to $1.52. However, ask price is $1.60. So what is the spread for the bank? 1.60 minus 1.52, which is your bid price, divided by your ask price, which is 1.60. That gives you 5%. So that is a spread from the bid and ask difference. To understand how a bid ask spread could affect you, let's assume you have $1,000 and plan to travel from United States to United Kingdom. So that means अगर आपके पास $1,000 हैं और आप अमेरिका से इंग्लैंड जाना चाहते हैं, how bid and ask spread would affect you? Assume that the bank's bid rate for British pound is $1.52 and its ask rate is 1.60. अब क्योंकि आपने जाना है इंग्लैंड, so what you gonna do is you will sell dollars. Before leaving your trip, you go to this bank to exchange dollars for pounds. Your 1,000 will be converted into 625 pounds. So that's how you use selling rates or buying rates. So whenever you are selling your currency to the bank, so bank will offer you the buying rate, because bank is on the side where it is buying your currency. The spread on currency quotations is positively influenced by order costs and currency risks, and it can be negatively influenced by competition and volume of the currency. The markets for heavily traded currencies, for example euros, pounds, yuans, are very liquid. The exchange rate quotations. अब जब आप न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, so you might have considered कि exchange rate quotations दिए हुए होते हैं. The exchange rate quotations published in newspapers normally reflect the ask prices for the large transactions. Direct quotations represent the value of foreign currency in dollars. किसी भी foreign currency की value जब dollars में given होगी, so that is called your direct quotation. However, on the other hand, indirect quotation represent the number of units of foreign currency per dollar. So it's other way round. Direct quotation में foreign currency को in terms of dollar quote किया जाता है. However, in indirect transaction या indirect quotation जो होती है, उसमें units of currency per dollar define किए जाते हैं. आप इसको इस तरह ले सकते हैं कि $1 में कितने रुपीस हैं, that is direct, या फिर ₹1 को कन्वर्ट करने से कितने डॉलर बनते हैं, so that is indirect. Indirect quotation can be equal to 1 over direct quotation. तो आपको अगर indirect rate निकालना है, उसको find करने के लिए simply 1 divided by the direct quotation will give you the indirect quotation. There is another concept which is quite important in terms of foreign exchange rates, that is called foreign exchange quotations in cross exchange rates. Now what is cross exchange rates? A cross exchange rate reflects the amount of one foreign currency per unit of another foreign currency. Now just read through this. First of all, in the example, अगर आप देखें, direct quote is given, that is 1 pound equals to $1.50, जो आपके direct quote के सामने लिखा हुआ है. It is also mentioned कि आपका 1 yuan is equal to $0.009. So that means आपकी 1 pound की और 1 yuan की price in terms of dollars define की गई है in terms of direct quotation. However, you are interested to find a cross exchange rate. That means आपकी जो pound और yuan की values हैं, इनका आपस में relationship या फिर इनकी आपस में cross exchange rates. Both prices are quoted in terms of dollars. However, you want to know the value of pounds in terms of yuan. So value of pounds in terms of yuan will be equal to, जो आपका formula given है, that is value of pounds in dollars, जो कि given है आपकी first value, that is $1.50 per pound divided by $0.009 per yuan will give you the cross exchange rate of yuan to pounds, and that is equals to 166.67. So that's how when you are having two currencies in terms of dollar, so you can find cross exchange rate. Let's discuss currency forward contracts. In addition to the spot market, a forward market for currencies enable multinational companies to lock in exchange rates called forward rate, at which it will buy or sell a currency. A forward contract specifies the amount of particular currency that will be purchased or sold by a multinational company at a specified future point of time at a specified exchange rate. So in forward contract basically multinational companies future dates में किसी currency को lock कर देंगी and they will have a contract कि on this particular date that multinational company will buy this currency at this price. Commercial banks accommodate the multinational companies that desire forward contracts. So basically to perform these actions, commercial banks are the one who basically offer you these facilities. Multinational companies commonly use the forward market to hedge future payments that they expect to make or receive in foreign currency. So usually multinational companies जो हैं वो future risk को की hedging के लिए future payments के लिए आपके forward contracts को use करती हैं. Now what is hedging? Hedging is a technique by which you can avoid the risk or reduce the risk. So multinational companies future की exchange rate fluctuations को avoid करने के लिए forward exchange rates use करती हैं, in which they basically have a contract with the bank that in future or on this specified date they will have or they will buy this currency at this price. In this way, they do not have to worry about fluctuations in the spot rate until the time of their future payments. So obviously, जब आप spot rate use करते हैं और those international businesses who are basically having their transactions through spot markets, they have to face financial risks or they have to face exchange rate fluctuations. While by having your contract in terms of forward market, what you're going to do is you're going to have a contract with the bank that you will buy one currency at this date on this price. So by doing this, you are trying to hedge yourself against that foreign exchange risk and also to avoid that type of risk which usually happens in terms of spot markets. What are currency future contracts? That is specified a standard volume of a particular currency to be exchanged on a specific settlement date, but they are sold on exchange unlike forward contracts. तो आपके जो फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स हैं वो फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट से किस तरह से डिफरेंट हैं? फ्यूचर और फॉरवर्ड दोनों में आप फ्यूचर डेट्स में कोई करेंसी परचेज करते हैं, मेंशन कर देते हैं कि आज से फॉर एग्जांपल 10 दिन बाद या 15 दिन के बाद यू विल बाय दैट करेंसी एट दिस रेट। बट फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट और फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में क्या डिफरेंस है? इन योर फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट आपकी जो ट्रांजैक्शंस होती हैं दे आर यूजुअली डन बाय द कमर्शियल बैंक्स। However, in future contracts, they are sold on exchanges, unlike forward contracts. तो एक में आपके फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस इन्वॉल्व हो जाते हैं. However, in future currency contracts, you are basically going to the financial markets. A currency future contract specifies a standard volume of a particular currency to be exchanged on a specific settlement date. So contract की जो nature है that is more or less similar with the forward contract where you have a specified date, specified amount and specified contract form where you are trying to hedge yourself against foreign exchange fluctuations. Some multinational companies involved in international trade use the currency futures market to hedge their positions. That's we have already discussed कि multinational companies अपनी position में रहते हुए hedging की techniques use करने के लिए अपने future के contracts या forward contracts buy करती हैं. So आप अगर risk को hedge करना चाह रहे हैं या reduce या ख़त्म करना चाह रहे हैं in that way, either you can go for the forward contract or you can go for the future contract of currency market. Now there is another category which is called currency future options market. Currency options gives the right to buy a specific currency at a specific price which is called the strike price or the exercise price within a specific period of times. अब पहले हमने बात की फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स की जो कि कमर्शियल बैंक्स के थ्रू डील होते हैं, फिर हमने बात की फॉरेन फ्यूचर मार्केट्स की जो कि आपकी स्टॉक मार्केट्स के थ्रू डील होती हैं. अब आपके पास ऑप्शंस मार्केट है. नाउ व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन ऑप्शन एंड फ्यूचर और फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट? कि फॉरवर्ड या फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में जब आप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर लेते हैं एट दैट स्पेसिफाइड डेट यू हैव टू एक्सरसाइज दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. आपको वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हर सूरत मीट करना है. However, जब आप ऑप्शंस की बात करते हैं in that case you get the option not the obligation. कि आपके पास एक ऑप्शन है जो आपने परचेज किया है या आपने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट किया है कि इन फ्यूचर डेट यू विल ईदर बाय या सेल. दोनों टाइप्स के ऑप्शंस आपके पास अवेलेबल हैं कि इन फ्यूचर डेट यू विल ईदर बाय और फॉर एग्जांपल यू विल सेल द करेंसी एट दिस प्राइस. Now what is option? That you have the option at that particular date whether you want to exercise or not. A currency's call option provides the right to buy. जब आप बात करेंगे कि call option है, so you should know कि आपके call option जो है that provides the right to buy a specific currency at a specific price called the strike price या exercise price के ऊपर आप या तो buy करेंगे within a specific period of time. Now when you are talking about the call option, so basically this is a technique which is used to hedge future payables. अगर आपने future में कुछ pay करना है तो आप basically call options को choose करेंगे. However, on the other side जो दूसरा criteria है option contracts का that is called put option. So there is a difference between call option and put option. Call option में you have the right to buy a specific currency. However, in currency put option you provide the right to sell a specific currency at a specified price at a specified date. And why do you use it? It is used to hedge the future receivables. So जो डिफरेंस है आपके करेंसी कॉल ऑप्शंस में और पुट ऑप्शंस में वो ये है कि आपके करेंसी कॉल ऑप्शंस में आप इसको यूज करते हैं फॉर द हेजिंग ऑफ योर फ्यूचर पेबल्स. हाउएवर जो आपके करेंसी पुट ऑप्शंस हैं उनको आप यूज करते हैं फ्यूचर रिसीवेबल्स की हेजिंग के लिए. एक चीज करेंसी ऑप्शंस आपको ऑप्शन देते हैं कि आप फ्यूचर डेट्स में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर सकें आपने जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन किया है फ्यूचर डेट में कि आप या तो करेंसी बाय करेंगे या सेल करेंगे। अगर आप बाय करेंगे दैट इज कॉल्ड कॉल ऑप्शन, अगर आप सेल करेंगे दैट इज कॉल्ड पुट ऑप्शन। तो या तो आप कॉल ऑप्शन ले लें या आप पुट ऑप्शन ले लें। इन बोथ केसेस you have to exercise it at a specified date at a specified price, and that price is called exercise price or strike price. However, since you are undergoing a contract which is an option contract, so it is not necessary that you are bound that in any case you will exercise it. It is up to you whether you want to exercise it or not. Now, before going to the international money market, let's discuss about the domestic money market. In most countries, local companies or corporations commonly need to borrow short-term funds to support their operations. As discussed earlier, आपके money markets क्या हैं? वो markets जिसमें आप short-term transactions करते हैं. So, in most of the country use short term funds to support their operations, और obviously अगर किसी firm को short term funding चाहिए they will go for the money market operations or money market. Countries government may also need to borrow short term funds to finance their budget deficits. अब किसी कंट्री के बजट डेफिसिट्स क्या हैं कि किसी गवर्नमेंट के एक्सपेंसेस जो हैं वो गवर्नमेंट की इनकम से ज्यादा हैं। अगर आपके एक्सपेंसेस जो गवर्नमेंट के जो एक्सपेंडिचर्स हैं दे आर यूजुअली द वेलफेयर एक्सपेंडिचर्स, से फॉर एग्जांपल आपका जो हेल्थ बेनिफिट आपको मिलता है, या फॉर एग्जांपल आपके एजुकेशन सेक्टर में अगर गवर्नमेंट कोई फंडिंग कर रही है या फिर वेलफेयर स्टेट बना रही है इकोनॉमी को, तो जितनी फंडिंग यूज हो रही है दैट इज बेसिकली गवर्नमेंट स्पेंडिंग। ऑन द अदर साइड द गवर्नमेंट हैज टू गेट सम टाइप ऑफ इनकम, और इनकम गवर्नमेंट्स कैसे जनरेट करती हैं? फॉर एग्जांपल थ्रू टैक्सेस। अगर तो आपका फिस्कल पॉलिसी किसी कंट्री की स्ट्रांग है, what is a fiscal policy? A fiscal policy is the policy in which the government have to collect taxes efficiently or collect revenues efficiently, and then they should utilize it for the expenditures in an effective manner. तो अगर तो गवर्नमेंट की इनकम जो है वो आपके गवर्नमेंट के एक्सपेंसेस से ज्यादा है then it's fine. However, on the other side, अगर गवर्नमेंट के एक्सपेंसेस गवर्नमेंट की इनकम से ज्यादा हैं, then government has to face deficit. और जब गवर्नमेंट्स डेफिसिट में जाती हैं, what they gonna do is the country governments may also need to borrow funds to finance their budget deficits. And usually governments prefer to go for money markets, where money markets are the market they usually have a short-term span. The third category is the individuals or local institutional investors in those countries provide funds through short-term deposits at commercial banks. अभी तक तो हमने दोनों उन कैटेगरीज की बात की जो कि फंड्स की रिक्वायरमेंट फील कर रहे हैं. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट दोज इंडिविजुअल्स या वो कंपनीज या वो इंस्टीट्यूशंस जिनके पास फंड्स हैं और दे वांट टू सेव इट, तो वो अपने शॉर्ट टर्म डिपॉजिट्स में इन्वेस्ट कर देते हैं इन कमर्शियल बैंक्स. In addition, corporations and government may issue short-term securities that are purchased by local investors. तो अगर तो गवर्नमेंट्स या फिर कॉरपोरेशंस के पास एक्स्ट्रा फंड्स हैं और दे आर नॉट इन डेफिसिट्स, व्हाट दे गोना डू इज दे कैन गिव यू फंड्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ शॉर्ट टर्म सिक्योरिटीज. तो पहले हमने डोमेस्टिक मार्केट में बात की कि अगर तो गवर्नमेंट वांट टू बोरो बिकॉज दे आर फेसिंग डेफिसिट. नाउ वी आर डिस्कसिंग कि शॉर्ट टर्म मार्केट में ये हो सकता है गवर्नमेंट के पास फंड ज्यादा हो एंड दे वांट टू इन्वेस्ट इट. So what they can do is they can basically issue short-term securities. Thus, a domestic money market in each country serves to transfer short-term funds denominated in local currency from local surplus units to local deficit units. So if your domestic money market is working efficiently, what will happen? First of all, they will offer the funds to the one who need it, that means the borrowers, from those who are saving it. तो अगर मनी मार्केट आपकी एफिशिएंटली मूव कर रही है, so it means आपके borrowers और lenders एफिशिएंटली मीट करेंगे और आपकी मार्केट एफिशिएंटली मूव करेगी. Till now we have discussed the criteria in domestic money markets. In next lecture we will discuss international money markets and why there is a need for international money markets. We have discussed everything in terms of domestic money markets. Now in our next lecture we will start with the concept of international money market. So first of all we discussed the spot market time zones, where we said कि आपकी spot market transactions since they take place at the spot और आपकी immediately currencies convert हो जाती हैं एक currency से दूसरी currency में. So spot market is somewhere where you change your currency into other currencies at the spot. एक चीज हो गई. Now how time zone can matter. फॉर एग्जाम्पल अमेरिका में स्टॉक मार्केट्स या फॉरेन मार्केट्स फाइनेंशियल मार्केट्स लेट ओपन होती हैं बिकॉज वहां पे मॉर्निंग टाइम इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द वन इन लंदन. सो लंदन में स्पॉट मार्केट विल ओपन बिफोर अमेरिका, सो ट्रांजैक्शंस विल स्टार्ट टू टेक प्लेस इन लंदन बिफोर अमेरिका. बाय द टाइम American spot market will open or American financial market will open, so already transactions हो चुकी होंगी लंदन में. On the basis of demand and supply forces in London market, rates determine हो जाते हैं spot market के. That's what we are discussing कि different time zone होने की वजह से spot rate एक ही वक्त पे different countries में market open नहीं होती. So spot rate start हो जाता है उन market से जहां early open हो जाती है market. सो टाइम जोन में डिफरेंस की वजह से डिफरेंट मार्केट्स डिफरेंट टाइमिंग्स पे ओपन होती हैं और ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड 24 आवर्स में हर वक्त कोई ना कोई मार्केट जरूर ओपन रहती है जहां पर फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शन की जा सके और स्पॉट मार्केट अवेलेबल रहती है. Now what is spot market liquidity? We discussed कि अगर तो transactions बहुत ज्यादा हो रही हैं किसी करेंसी की या किसी मार्केट में बहुत ज्यादा बाइंग और सेलिंग हो रही है, so that market is more liquid. Now bid and ask spread, we discussed why banks would go for the foreign exchange type of services for your multinational company. Obviously banks also want to have some type of profit out of it. So bid and ask spread is something. Bid is the rate on which the banks are going to buy the currency, while ask is the rate by which the banks will sell the currency. And it is quite obvious कि बैंक का जो bid rate होगा वो ask rate से different होगा. अगर तो बैंक्स बाइंग और सेलिंग दोनों सेम प्राइसेस पे करें, सो बैंक्स को प्रॉफिट्स नहीं जनरेट होंगे. इन दैट केस इफ बैंक्स आर going for the different bid and ask rate, so there is a possibility and it's quite evident कि बैंक्स bid और ask rate के डिफरेंस से अपने प्रॉफिट्स जनरेट कर लेंगे. That bid and ask rate has an impact over the general transaction in international business, and we have discussed different type of examples in our lecture. We also discussed the direct and indirect quote of currencies, where the currencies are mentioned in terms of dollars or dollars are quoted in terms of other currencies. So if the currencies are quoted in terms of dollars, these are called direct quotes, or if dollars are given in terms of other currencies, that is called indirect quote. Since we have discussed the spot market, and we know spot market is somewhere where transactions can take place on spot, and where you can change your currency or exchange your currency on the spot on immediate basis. Now future markets and forward markets, these are the two markets where you can basically have a contract for the future transaction of a particular currency, that after this much time I will buy this currency at this rate, and that price or that rate will be called the exercise price or strike rate. कि आपको आज से फॉर एग्जाम्पल 10 दिन के बाद या 15 दिन के बाद यू वांट टू बाय दैट करेंसी और इस प्राइस पे आप बाय करेंगे. वन इज टेकिंग प्लेस इन कमर्शियल बैंक्स while the other one is in markets. So but in both of them basically when you sign the contract that okay fine, after 10 days I will buy the currency at this price on this date, so you have to exercise the contract on that specific price, whether you lose or you gain. We also discussed different types of attributes of banks by which foreign investors can be attracted. कि अगर तो बैंक्स ज़्यादा एफिशिएंट हैं, क्विकली ट्रांजैक्शंस टेक प्लेस कर रही हैं इन डिफरेंट बैंक्स, वो आपको लीगल रिक्वायरमेंट और जो ऑफिशियल डॉक्यूमेंट्स होते हैं वो प्रॉपरली फॉर्म करके दे रहे हैं. सो प्लस इफ दे आर ऑफरिंग यू, बीइंग अ मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी, दे आर ऑफरिंग यू डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ फोरकास्टिंग सर्विसेज. कि अगर फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी किसी फॉरेन मार्केट में अपना बिजनेस एक्सपैंड करना चाहती है, तो बैंक्स कैन ऑफर यू दैट टाइप ऑफ कंसल्टेंसी कि फॉरेन मार्केट में इस वक्त इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस क्या हैं. सो देयर आर डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एट्रीब्यूट्स, जिसमें कंपेटिटिवनेस भी आ गई थी कि अगर एक बैंक आपको 1 सेंट भी लेस ऑफर कर रहा है, सो यू कैन सेव अ लॉट. इसमें डिफरेंट टाइप्स की आपकी इफेक्टिवनेस या एफिशिएंसी मेजर्स भी आ गए थे बैंक्स के, कि अगर कोई बैंक क्विकली आपको ट्रांजैक्शंस में डील कराता है along with all the legal requirements and paperwork, so obviously this is something by which you would prefer that market. So there were different types of attributes we discussed of banks by which foreign investors can be attracted. We also discussed another type of exchange rates or contracts, which is options. As the name suggests, options, so options are different from your future or forward market. And how they are different? Because there are two types of options. One is called your put option, while the other one is called your call option. आपके put option में आपके पास राइट है टू एक्सरसाइज द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू सेल द सिक्योरिटी. हाउएवर इन योर कॉल ऑप्शन यू हैव द ऑप्शन कि आप बाय कर सकें. पुट ऑप्शन या कॉल ऑप्शन आप जब भी यूज करेंगे फॉर फॉरेन करेंसी, आपके पास ऑप्शन है, ये आपकी ऑब्लिगेशन नहीं है. आपके पास पुट ऑप्शन या कॉल ऑप्शन आपको राइट देते हैं टू एक्सरसाइज द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, कि आपने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट लिया कि अगले 10 डेज में आई विल बाय और सेल द करेंसी एट दिस प्राइस ऑन दैट पर्टिकुलर डे. नाउ दिस इज एन ऑप्शन विद यू वेदर यू वांट टू बाय इट और नॉट, वेदर यू वांट टू सेल इट और नॉट. In that case, put option or call option is different from forward or future market, because forward or future market में you have the obligation. Once you have signed the contract, you have to exercise it. However, when you are talking about the options market, when you have the option to buy or sell the contract, you have the option to buy or sell that particular currency at that price, which is written in your contract. So there is a difference between options and future and forward markets, and all these markets are used to basically hedge against the risk. आप forward contract करते हैं या future contract करते हैं या even you go for the options contract, they are all used for hedging purpose, कि आप future में currency fluctuations को avoid करना चाहते हैं, because you are basically having a international transactions in future. तो अगर तो आपने स्पॉट मार्केट यूज करनी है, सो बेसिकली स्पॉट मार्केट तो ये है कि आप इमीडिएटली जाएं और अपनी ट्रांजैक्शन में डील कर लें, आप करेंसी लें और फौरन से उसको कन्वर्ट करा दें. हाउएवर ऑन द अदर साइड, अगर आपको हेजिंग करनी है एंड यू आर बेसिकली रिलक्टेंट टू गो फॉर दैट टाइप ऑफ रिस्क, व्हाट यू विल डू इज वन थिंग, ईदर यू कैन गो फॉर द फॉरवर्ड कॉन्ट्रैक्ट और यू कैन गो फॉर द फ्यूचर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. Fine. If you feel that in forward and future contracts you are bound कि आपको हर सूरत contract exercise करना है, then there is another category which is called options, and by using put option or call option you can hedge the risk. तो आप बेसिकली एक एक्सरसाइज प्राइस के ऊपर या एक स्ट्राइक प्राइस के ऊपर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन कर रहे हैं दैट इन फ्यूचर डेट्स ऑन दिस डेट एट दिस प्राइस आई हैव द कॉल ऑप्शन और द पुट ऑप्शन एंड आई विल एक्सरसाइज इट. नाउ दिस इज इन योर हैंड whether you want to exercise it or not. Finally, we also discussed the domestic money market. Now, what is domestic money market? First, I would define the money market. What is money market? Money market is a market in which the transactions of short term will take place. And when we are discussing money market in domestic manner, so basically we are talking about the financial markets, which are basically dealing with the short-term transactions. We discussed that there are the possibilities that different individuals, institutions, or even the government would like to have or would like to borrow the funds to avoid their deficits. Now, what were the government deficits when we said that the government deficits are something जब उनकी income जो है वो उनके expenses से कम है. So अगर गवर्नमेंट के पास इनकम कम आ रही है और एक्सपेंसेस ज्यादा है, so in that case the government is in terms of deficit. To hedge that deficit or to basically cover that deficit, the government can borrow on short-term basis from money market. On the other hand, we discussed that there is a possibility कि जो आपकी इकोनॉमी है उसमें लोगों के पास ज्यादा फंड्स अवेलेबल हैं, गवर्नमेंट की इनकम जो है वो एक्सपेंसेस से ज्यादा है. In that case, the government can offer amounts into the short-term contracts that can be the short-term securities, and government can issue short-term securities. So basically, in that case, in money market, government is providing funds. So money market or domestic money market is something where you consider the transactions either on the buying side or on the other side, which is the selling side, either from the borrowing side or from the lending side, but the transactions should be for less than 1 year. So that is called your money market transactions, and domestic money market is a place where these types of short-term transactions take place.